6 types of temptation. Which one is controlling you? Lust is not just about physical desire. It sneaks into many areas of life, distorting our hearts and pulling us away from God's purpose. Most people think of lust as just a sexual temptation, but the Bible reveals that lust takes many forms. Some we don't even realize. Lust doesn't just pull us into temporary pleasures. It targets the desires of our soul, things we consider harmless, but they lead to permanent loss. Sign number 1. Lust for pleasure. The endless chase for happiness. We live in a society where pleasure is placed above everything else. People chase after things that bring temporary joy, but often forget that pleasure is not the true fulfillment. Excessive partying, dangerous addictions. We keep running after thrills, thinking happiness lies in them. Proverbs 21:17 warns, "Those who love pleasure will become poor. Those who love wine and luxury will never be rich." Pleasure itself is not evil, but when it takes control, we lose mastery over it and never find satisfaction. Pleasure is not inherently wrong. God created the world for us to enjoy and indulge in, but when we let it become our God, it dominates us and leads us away from His divine purpose. Sign number 2, lust for power. The desire to control others instead of serving. Power is one of the greatest temptations we face. Some people want not just success, but control over others. This desire isn't always obvious. It hides behind ambition, competition, or the need to always be right. But Jesus taught us a different way. He said that if we want to be a leader, we must humble ourselves and serve others. Matthew 10:43-44. Whoever wants to be a leader among you must be your servant. True greatness is not about power, it's about humility. Lust for power is not just about being on top, it's about manipulating and controlling others to feel significant. This destroys not only our relationships with others, but also our relationship with God. Sign number 3, lust for wealth. The desire for things that don't last. Although money is not evil, the obsession with wealth leads to destruction. Many people sacrifice their integrity, family, and faith just to amass riches. They think money will provide security, but only God can provide true peace. 1 Timothy 6:9 warns, "But those who desire to be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and harmful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition." Greed tricks us into thinking that more money will bring security, but in reality, it only brings instability and blinds us to the true purpose of life. Sign number 4, lust for recognition. The craving for attention and praise. Today, with the rise of social media, the pursuit of recognition has never been more intense. We look for likes, comments, and followers to feel validated. However, this is leading to a spiritual emptiness because our true worth is not defined by human recognition, but by God's love. John 12:43 exposes this struggle. "For they loved the praise of men more than the praise of God." When we seek recognition from people over righteousness, we lose sight of what truly matters. Sign number 5, lust for knowledge, seeking answers, apart from God. The desire to learn is good, but some people pursue knowledge merely to feel superior and better than others. They seek answers apart from God, relying only on human wisdom. Jesus taught that true wisdom is not about acquiring more knowledge, but knowing God. 1 Corinthians 8:1 says, "Knowledge puffs up, but love edifies." We shouldn't chase after knowledge to prove ourselves. We should seek God's wisdom to build a firm foundation in our lives. Sign number 6, lust for physical desires, sexual temptation. Finally, we cannot overlook sexual temptation. This is the most obvious form of lust, but it is also one of the most dangerous temptations people face. The Bible clearly warns against letting lust take control over our minds and bodies. 1 Thessalonians 4:3-5 says, "For this is the will of God, your sanctification, that you should abstain from sexual immorality." Lustful thoughts, pornography, and impure relationships hurt our spirits and distance us from God's best for our lives. Lust is sneaky. It can take hold in ways we don't expect. But the good news is God provides a way out. Solution and way out. Lust is not something we can overcome by our own strength. However, God has provided us with a way out. The only true way to break free from these desires is to turn to God, pray, and surrender. James 4:7 says, "So humble yourselves before God. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you." The first step to freedom is acknowledging that we cannot fight this battle alone. God will help us overcome every temptation. If this message spoke to you, take a moment to reflect. Ask God to reveal any hidden desires that are pulling you away from Him. And if you want to keep growing in faith, subscribe to The Battle Begins for more biblical wisdom. Let's walk this journey together. See you in the next video.